What up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode where we are here in the LiveWire section of Harley-Davidson's 120th anniversary party. Look at this, crazy. It's like a brown carbon fiber. I think this is Suicide Machine Co. It's definitely set up for racing. I mean, look at them tires. Today's video, checking out the Del Mar. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the B-roll and the detailed specs on it. So we're going to go ahead and go over the controls real quick before jumping into the test ride, just so you guys can get familiar with that. With this bike, in order to kind of have the functionality of this, it does need to be up, off the side stand to basically get this beautiful gauge up and going. To get the bike started, you're just going to flip the on switch here. So it says raise side stand, so raise that up, and it says press start. So boom, that's start. There's no crank up. It's not like, you know, a fuel injected or a gas engine. So there is no, you know, starter. That's it. It's pretty much ready, good to go. If I twist back on throttle, it starts to move. Starting on the left side here, you guys will notice lack of clutch lever. So there is no shifting. There is a single speed. You're going to control that power with the modes. Left side controls, you have your lighting. So you basically have in the regular mode, which is just going to be a running light, you're going to press up to have your high beam on, indicates there. And then if you press back down, it's regular running. And then if you press down, you're going to basically press. That's going to be like your pass light, so indicates there. So you do have cruise control as well. So this is going to be on, this is going to be off. So you press that, indicates there. And then you're going to have your set, resume, increase speed, or decrease speed. You also have your options. So that's going to toggle stuff here in the gauge. So right now we have the odometer. So 853 miles on the odometer. You press it, it goes to your temperature, which is currently a beautiful 72 degrees. Range left, 37 miles. Press it again, trip A, 853.4. Press it again, trip B. Press it again, back to odometer. I would probably want to have it on the range, but you do also have this level on the outside, which you guys will notice during the test ride. It goes up because I'm filming this after we did the test ride. That range also does change based on how you ride. It factors that in, and so I was getting on the throttle quite a bit. Going down, you've got your directional controls and button in the center, so you can actually press that button in the center to change those things as well. In addition to the option, you also have your menu selection, so if you press here, it's going to go to your GPS, music, your bikes, and then the settings. The GPS and music, you have to have a phone connected to it, so a Bluetooth device. So I don't have a Bluetooth device. This is going to be your bike status, and then you can run diagnostics. So it tells you the PSI of your front and rear tire, so we're at 37 and 40. Your voltmeter, so 14.2. And then you can run diagnostics if you press on the center there. So that'll give you your ECM, BCM, like all the readouts and stuff. You do have your settings. It says settings are locked while in runs. So you've got general, ride customization, appearance, Bluetooth, phone notifications, and software. This is where you can go in and turn on and turn off ride modes. Bluetooth, that's where you can add a Bluetooth, connect your phone and stuff like that. Phone notifications, call and text. That's cool. You can see like who's calling or texting you like on the display. Oh, also you do have indicators. They are down here on the left. Left indicator, right indicator. So you can, if your right indicator's on and you press left, it cancels. That's cool. So that kind of covers that. And the gauge, right side, got your right side, you've got your throttle. your mode buttons. So you've got the 4 modes. So when you press it, it's going to change here. So right now it's in just like standard road mode. You press it again, it goes over to sport. Press it again, it goes over to rain. You press it again, it goes to eco. Each one of these modes is going to have its own like handling settings. Eco is going to be like super high on the regenerative braking, so it's going to engine brake for you quite a bit. Road mode is just going to be kind of right in the middle. You guys will see during the test ride portion of that though. And then like you guys saw me use, your on off, you've got your hazards, you've got your volume controls if you do have a Bluetooth device connected. Nothing under here, no trigger switches. All right, so let's get off of this thing, walk around it with the lights on so you guys can see that. I'll go ahead and put the hazards on. LEDs all around on this thing and on the backs. We're here with Chris from LiveWire, and he's just going to kind of give us like a surface overview, thoughts about the bike.
I'm a reservation holder. I didn't get special treatment. I reserved it on my own. Man, it's an amazing bike. And if you've ridden the LiveWire 1.
Yep, amazing bike.
Amazing bike. This is our urban street tracker. You know, you can get through the city quick. It's got 190 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 is the same.
Torque is incredibly useful in traffic. 194
pound-feet of torque. It's just a city slicer. It's amazing because you can just, traffic stops, you just go right on through. It will get up, like wheelie mitigation.
You're not allowed to say wheelie, right?
I'm sorry.
Front wheelie lift mitigation.
Front lift mitigation control. I can't tell you more how much I love this motorcycle.
You were saying that you watched a couple of those videos that I did beforehand on the LiveWire 1.
Yeah.
What was your feedback on that?
We all just love motorcycles, and I just love that you were very much honest with everyone and how you felt, because a lot of people will just, you know, say what they want their audience to say, but we all love motorcycles, and that's why I try to spread love to people.
Yeah, I've said it since I started the channel. Like, it's got 2 wheels and an engine. Chances are I can have fun on it.
Oh man!
I mean, with this much power, it's pretty much like a guaranteed have fun.
Oh, guaranteed.
It's a good sign when the employee's excited about it. Yeah, it's cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much
for the info. Appreciate it.
Can't wait to ride with you.
Yeah, I'm immediately wanting to go to reach for clutch. No clutch. All right, so we're in sport mode, so I'm gonna take it off of that, put it in road mode. Holy the front tire already floating. It was barely in contact with the ground right then in road mode. Oh, it's such a good start to a test ride. Twisting back on throttle and laughing like that. So this is my first time on the LiveWire Del Mar. So for those of you that don't know, previously Harley-Davidson did launch a bike called the LiveWire, which they're calling the LiveWire 1. They ended up launching it as its own brand. So the brand is LiveWire, and now this model is the Del Mar. So this one is, like I said, 130 pounds lighter, 190 something foot-pounds torque, which is just insane. But you can definitely feel it whenever you get on it. Wow. It does take a little bit of getting used to, obviously, with no clutch, because you're not doing anything with your left hand coming from a regular motorcycle. You're also not doing anything with your left foot, because there's just no shift lever. So no shifting, it's all one gear, which has some really great perks. Lower barrier to entry, so if people know how to ride a bicycle, they can pretty much hop on this and, you know, you're halfway there. You don't have to learn shifting and all that stuff. Like, look, I keep on wanting to downshift. There's nothing there, bro. Stop doing it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Whoa, yeah. Front wheel lifting up. Not sure, I mean, I think you guys can see that, like the bars going sideways a little bit. For those of you that don't know, Harley-Davidson lent me a LiveWire 1 for a couple weeks, and so I got to put it through its paces. Jesus. So I did get used to it, and it doesn't instill a lot of confidence. I actually really loved the motorcycle, and the only thing that kept me from buying one was the price tag. So it was out of my price range, even with all the incentives and whatnot. Price tag on these right here on the screen. So it has come down quite a bit. I would assume there's still probably, like, you know, government incentives and whatnot. If you're in the city, what would be a great bike if you're just kind of going to within like what, 100, 110-ish mile radius. The range on this bike is right here. One of those things that I found whenever I was trying to like kill the bike as fast as I could and just like using it on the regular, you know, the downside was the infrastructure that's around where I live for electric vehicles, and so it wasn't super easy, you know, do a fast charge. I remember like getting to one spot, the battery being pretty low, thinking, damn, well, I hope I can make it home. It was just filled up with Teslas. It does have the 6-axis IMU, so, you know, if it were to get a little squirrely in a turn, it should correct itself and save me. I really love the motorcycle, and this one feels so similar, but you can definitely tell like there's a bit of a weight savings. And the suspension, yeah, I'm just surprised at the suspension on this, you know. I mean, that's a good bump right there. It also has kind of like not mids. I would consider these rear sets, right? And so you are able to like lift up, get your weight off of the seat, you know, if you are like, I mean, I hit that pretty gnarly bump back there. Whew, mega bump. So that's like a really good test of suspension whenever you're leaned over in a turn and you're able to have that really predictable suspension. I've been on bikes before, like a pogo stick, you know, the rebound is just terrible, and so this isn't like really throwing you back up. It has good absorption. All right, so rain mode, let's twist throttle here. Oh, look, a puddle, perfect timing. So yeah, rain mode definitely like tames it down a little bit. Obviously, like the 3 different modes that it has are going to control the power delivery. So yeah, that's rain mode. I'm really hoping you guys can like hear the whine. Just makes me think of like Star Wars speed racers. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much getting on it. Rain mode. So boop, change mode on the fly. Oh, this is eco mode. Damn, engine braking goes way up in eco mode. So it does have the regenerative braking. Wow, like it is noticeably different in eco mode. When I let off the brake, yeah, you guys can see how it kind of like pushes me forward a little bit. Really like crazy on the regenerative braking for that. Going back to road mode. So if I slow up a little bit, get on it. Yeah, plenty powerful. Oh, yeah, totally pulled a wheelie. I really hope you guys can see the bars, how they like went sideways like that. The wheel speed sensors and the lift mitigation or wheelie control or whatever, what has to happen is that front wheel has to like come off the ground in order for the wheel speed sensor to know that the rear and the front wheel are not moving at the same time. So you are still going to get a little bit of that. Ergonomics pretty much feels like a naked upright, you know? You've got the rear sets. My knees don't feel cramped up at all. You are leaning forward a little bit. Your weight isn't in your wrist, which is nice. So it's still a little bit more of like an aggressive riding position, but you're not leaning forward and basically like supporting yourself either by grabbing with your legs or with your wrists. Super aggressive riding position would be like the Yamaha R6. Like your hips are higher than your wrists, and so it's like you're in this really like aggressive forward facing stance. And what happens is people tend to rest their weight either on the tank or on the wrist, and your wrists actually get really sore. So it's not like that. You're still able to like sit up pretty good, you know, coming to a stop. Flat footing it. I'm 5'10". How tall are you?
5'9".
5'9"? Yeah. Okay, how do you feel like just coming to a stop on the bike?
Oh.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
Fully in control?
Yeah, fully.
Yeah, cool. And you're flat footing it too, so.
Yeah.
So one of the things is like in sport mode, engine braking is a little bit, it does feel a little bit more aggressive too. And so in a setting like this where you're just kind of city traffic, stoplights, I usually tend to like to put it in just regular highway mode. For a bit of a smoother ride, I'm just going standard road mode. If you guys haven't ridden one of these, I know they're just coming out with the Del Mar, but if you guys haven't ridden a LiveWire or ridden a Del Mar, I think you can go up to some dealerships and they have them as demos. I know they also have like a demo truck. So I'm pretty sure you can find all that information on their website, which I'll be sure to link down in the description below. Oh, I love how easy it is, guys. Like, I really cannot advocate enough getting out and riding this bike and formulating an opinion for yourself. I know whenever they introduced the LiveWire 1, it was pretty controversial. You know, a lot of people don't like the fact that like, oh, you can't call that a Harley-Davidson, like it doesn't have the Harley sound. I mean, it literally just has like an engine whine sound, which is awesome, right? Harley-Davidson, obviously, like they're a growing company and they have to like stay current in order to, you know, be competitive. And so offering an electric option, I think, you know, is really smart. And it's okay for them to have like this as an offering, well, which is now LiveWire. I think it's super cool that they, you know, went down that path and came out with, you know, something like this as an offering. I know they did a lot of like research into the battery and R&D and whatnot, but really like definitely one of my favorite bikes. And so, you know, talking to these guys with LiveWire, they're like, oh yeah, well, let us know if you want to do a long-term review on one. And I'm like, yes, like say no more, no questions asked. I would love to be able to park one of these, you know, in my garage, take it out, rip it around. So in my test ride videos, usually I do like to address like going on highway, interstate, you know, being at sustained speeds. So we're at like, you know, 60 miles an hour right now. And obviously no wind protection. If you look at the motorcycle, because you have eyes and you're standing beside it, you can tell, like, there's no windshield, there's not going to be anything to give you much wind protection. So pro and con of that, obviously if you're wanting to try and take it long distance, you don't have that wind protection, so you know, use like some earplugs or something so that you crank down on that wind noise. Wow, Milwaukee. I think they do make some options for it, so like maybe it'll keep it off your chest, but I mean, the wind is pretty much coming back, hit me on the chest, and then also on the helmet. The pro of that is that it's not like a halfway up, you know, windshield, or they're not like trying to put wind protection on it, which causes nice even air to be, you know, on your helmet. Dude, it's so funny, like crazy how fast you can close a gap on this thing. I love this bike, dude. Goldzilla. My 160 horsepower, 160 torque, Harley-Davidson Lowrider S, absolute monster, hence why we named her Goldzilla. You know, 131, stage 4, S&S 590 race cam, custom heads. The bike is done to the nines. Like, riding that bike is amazing for what it is, but then coming over to something like this is also amazing. And what's totally wild is that this has more torque than Goldzilla. And Goldzilla is a torquey beast. Look at that. Like, you want to catch up? Crank back on the throttle a little bit and you're golden, man. It's crazy how fast this thing is, how maneuverable it is in traffic. If I'm pacing this Ford F-150 and then all of a sudden I just... that easy. Definitely have an appreciation for both. Fuel injected, just American muscle sound of that can, that lumpy can. But then also have an appreciation for this because it delivers power in such a new way, and it's it's still so much fun. That was one of those things that I actually really liked in the first video also, was really getting on it and like just seeing this like climb super fast. I think they said 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds. One thing that's like super difficult on this motorcycle, this is probably my biggest criticism. You guys ready for it? Overcoming your muscle memory to like downshift to throttle blip for rev matching. Like whenever we were just coming off that turn, I like found myself wanting to like pull in on clutch, blip throttle, downshift to rev match. My left foot and my left hand feel kind of left out here. Left out, get it? Cause left.
Stop it.
I know there's going to be the people down there in the comment section that are, you know, super against electric. And I know we could go into a very political direction, you know, with the whole like source of power and the grid and all that stuff. That's not what I'm not trying to get into that. You guys can obviously like have your opinions and thoughts and all that stuff. My focus here is the motorcycle, the engineering behind it, and the fun factor. Like, how does this bike make me feel? And I can tell you right now, the bike makes me just giddy. It's been a long time since I've been on one, a LiveWire, and yeah, it definitely makes me like kind of remember, you know, once again why I enjoyed this motorcycle so much. Oh, ridiculous. Welcome back to the Harley-Davidson 120th party. Hell yeah. Street glide, street glide, street glide, street glide, street glide, street glide.
Line.
Don't focus on something so close.
All right, guys, there you have it, the test ride of the LiveWire Del Mar. You know, whenever you do these test rides, there's kind of like a word or a phrase or two that comes to mind afterwards. And with this one, just had a grin the entire time. And so the word for this, for me, fun. Like, this bike is just crazy fun. I like the styling, the design of it. Love this. Reminds me of either R6 or like wide body drift cars that have like the vents in the wheel wells. There's a charger. That's a good spot for it rather than being up top. Nice. Also, it has a little USB-C port, which is cool. Had an absolute blast on it. If you're curious about the bike, I would just highly recommend going to test ride one, because that's gonna obviously give you the best perspective. You guys can watch these test ride videos all day long, but nothing is going to communicate to you how the bike makes you feel better than actually going and getting on the motorcycle. Swing your leg over one, start it up, go for a rip. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, do me a favor, drop them down in the comments below. If you guys have experience with the LiveWire, let me know your thoughts as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video though. Hope it was insightful. If it was, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. It lets YouTube YouTube know that we're doing a good job. If you guys aren't subscribed, you want to continue to see motorcycle content like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon also so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Until next time, you guys ride safe out there, stay vigilant, catch you on the next one. Peace.